let's say I ask one of you to come and see me over a cup of coffee tomorrow.
Okay.
And I don't come.
You have to understand that.
So we understand that, and
yes.
we fix a second appointment and I still don't come.
You still have to understand that there are so many reasons. Then you discuss. Then you start to ask, what's the problem? Why you are not coming?
And I still don't come the third time.
For me, because I am working in a dialogue organization, we have been through these kind of situations. Actually, I believe in a dialogue language. There's not giving up.
Sure. I'm not denying you that. But what will your thoughts be? It could be more than just being in trouble.
Yes, of course. Like, why you are not coming? Let's understand what's going wrong. Let's make it easier for you. If you are not coming, we will come. But
you will have to find out whether, at what point, my not abiding by the word becomes a problem.
May I say something?
Ek minute. Let me complete the thought.
Okay.
So, ultimately, if I don't come repeated number of times, you will say that I don't stand by what I say. Right? And I will be either, depending on what the situation is, I can be called a hypocrite, I can be called a liar, I can be called a deceptor, whatever that might be. And this holds true not only between two friends, it holds true between the citizen and the leader of the nation also.
Of course.
It holds true between an ordinary man on the street and the UN General Secretary also. That he said this and it didn't happen. Now, if you look at this feature of the word, then the most significant property of the word is that a word given is a promise.
Right.
And there is something in the word that compels you to abide by it. There need not be any external authority that tells me, if you don't do this, this will happen. Nothing of that kind. But there is some quality of the word, and there are many explanations for this quality. We don't want to get into the discussion. That makes me abide by the word that I have given. Okay? Now, this is a very fundamental attribute of the word which we see working through the entire history of mankind. Right? And when we talk of social structure, we are trying to say that the dialogue is the only way by which we can demolish, dissolve, regulate, and prevent the monopolization of the word. Right? So if you look at historical periods, we would say that there were periods in history when the word was in the total monopoly of the ruling class. Right? And the word was so much in the monopoly of the ruling class that nobody could even hear the word. Right? And this we would say for divine kingship. We could say this for feudal societies. And we would say that the monopoly of the word actually was a very important factor in determining the social structure of that particular era. Apart from monopoly of wealth, apart from monopoly of symbolic goods, the word was at the base of it all. So the king, the pharaoh, or the divine kingship was in the control of the divine word, because the divine word came not from human beings, but it came from God, the Almighty. And that word was not to be shared with anyone. Okay? So if we look at the history of mankind, we would say that the creation of the circulation of the word has transformed social structures as we move in time. Right? In other words, we don't know how we know how these structures were demolished. They were demolished by rebellion, they were demolished by armed revolutions, they were demolished by criticisms, they were demolished by debates. But the whole idea of history can be looked at in terms of how did different epochs of history allow for the circulation and the open access to words. In India, we know that very well, The Brahmanical class monopolized the word to such an extent that the Dalits could not even hear the word. And if they did hear the word, they would have hot oil poured into the ears. Right? So the monopoly of the word, a dialogue is an antidote to the monopoly of the word.